right, we got Dave Maney weighing into this. We've got Connell. We've got Ashley. We've got Lizzie McDonald. Ashley, what do you think of that? This idea that people want to get direct answers, but I always think everyone picks on Donald Trump, but none of them really have gotten into really brass tacks.
They haven't. Look, they're all going to talk about tax reform. They're going to talk about regulatory reform, immigration reform. But, you know, yeah, to Donald Trump, I'm going to crush China. I'm going to create tens of millions of jobs. Really? But how are you going to do that? How much
Don't you worry about the particulars of the house.
Don't you? Yeah, that's right.
Right. Exactly.
That's right. I'm not going to start a fight, but I'm going to end it.
That's what people wait for, too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And who's going to take a swipe at Trump first? Is it going to be Huckabee? You know, we don't know. For a lot of these guys, we kind of know what their economic policies are.
Yeah.
Going to have to put a pin in Ben Carson. We don't know what his economic policies are. A pin in his ideas. That's what I meant. But you know who gets an F from the Club for Growth on economic growth policies is Donald Trump. He gets an F. He was for single payer. Right. He was for tax hikes. And in 2004, he said, you know, the economy does better under Democrats.
Who is this report card, though?
This is the Club for Growth. So you're going to see here, these are the guys getting an A.
These are the same guys who want to sign the pledge? You got to sign the pledge, or is that
Oh, no, that's Grover Norquist's group.
So I thought they were the same.
No, it's a different group. So
okay, understood.
You see Jeb Bush and Scott Walker get a B.
Does anyone get an A?
Yeah, it's Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and Rand Paul, because of their across-the-board tax cuts and regulatory reforms. So that's a report card there for you.
Well, Liz is hitting on what the economic argument from conservatives will be against Trump. I mean, it's just a matter of whether they can make any of that stick with, 1 minute response times, 30-second rebuttals, and him being able to kind of deflect. He might be able to get away with that for one debate, but I assume at some point what you're saying is going to be what, if there is going to be a downfall for Donald Trump, will be. His
it will be all that, because you have to,
You've got to answer it at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you tell us how you'll solve world hunger in a minute?
Or
Mr. Maney, obviously the pressure, there are limitations with so many in the race. You just don't have time to get into too many particulars. But what do you want to hear?
Well, I am markets first and economy first guy, and to me,
so you're one of those crony capitalists.
No, I'm not. I'm a Main Street, entrepreneurial capitalist.
Right,
I don't hear very many people talking aggressively about that. And if you think about Donald Trump, even though he might have those positions, what I hear from him is a public safety and economy kind of argument, which I don't hear from other people. The only guy who if you think about it in this field, who is an economy first guy is Rick Perry, and he's not going to be there tonight, not on the main stage.
Yeah, but he is center stage in the first debate. Right?
He was sounding more progressive, though, recently in Rick Perry's recent speech.
You're right about that. Ashley, when you look at this, though, we always come out of these debates, with someone remembers a line or a zinger or someone losing his attention. So it relegates them to almost just, shallow, vapid exercises. But someone gains from these things. And who do you think it's going to be?
Well, those that can get their message across clearly and in the shortest amount of time possible, because to your point, they're not going to get very long to really, talk about their policies. But I think those are those that make a good point. You don't want to get involved in a zinger attack between each other, and certainly not with Donald Trump.
But it will. I mean, one thing we know about Donald Trump, is that if you zing him, he will come back with 10 sledgehammers.
Right. But somebody could have, to your point, the neat line ready to come back at him tonight, and then that becomes the story, because everybody's speculating, articles all over the place about it today, about the eventual, as I said earlier, downfall of Donald Trump and what leads to that. Because
they're still waiting.
Right, and it's still so early that tomorrow we could be talking about something Chris Christie said that, cut into Donald Trump or one of the other guys. So the anti-Trump comment tonight's what everybody's looking for what who else rises.
And his reaction.
That's exactly right. His reaction. Dave, we have the market selling off today, and many argue that could play into a Donald Trump strength, because he knows business, knows the markets, knows how to do the deal, that kind of thing. And that the times we live in, and this correction, volatile period, this speaks to someone who knows this world. What do you think of that?
He is almost kind of an other in American business. I mean, he is kind of like the Oprah of the right. I mean, he is a conglomerate of media and licensing and activity, but I don't think that the business community, at least that I'm part of, looks at him and says, that's the guy who understands my world and plays my game.
Well, no, you're right. That business community has gone back at him many times.
Yeah, but can it be so improvisational all the time? I mean, can he just go say, you know, I'm going to cut to the chase and get things done? What are you going to get done and how? Is
this the venue to do that, though?
Probably not. It's more of surviving it. You know, someone said, should you get involved with Trump in a rough and tumble if it disintegrates into that? Like wrestling the dirty pig. You're going to get dirty and you're going to stink. So probably should just pull back away from it.
But my pig would be the best pig.
Never seen a pig like this.
All right, that's horrible.
Good.
I was only joking. Really,
It's getting better. I hope he stays in the race.
Came up with the joke.
I hope he stays in the race a little longer. For you. By election day, Cavuto will have him down.